what it was. It was Jesus, you're right, walking across the water to them. But guess what they thought it was? They thought it was a ghost, and boy, oh boy, they got very afraid. That who could be walking on the water? Who could walk on water? How could Jesus? How could he do that? Because Jesus is God. Jesus is the all-powerful God. Nothing is too hard for Jesus to do. Oh, but Jesus' friends saw him coming. They didn't know who he was, and they were very afraid. They didn't know who Jesus was. They cried out in fear. Oh. Jesus knew that his friends were afraid, though, so he told them,
"It is I, Jesus. Don't be afraid."
Now, do you remember Peter?
Yes.
Peter was one of those fishermen, right, that Jesus chose? Yes, they remember Peter, who Jesus chose to be one of their friends. Well, you know what? Peter was in the boat, and Peter was not 100% sure that this person walking across the water was Jesus. And so Peter said,
Lord, if it was really you, command me, and I will come out to you.
Now, can people walk on water? No. Can you walk on water? No, but Peter believed that Jesus could do anything. Peter believed that Jesus is the all-powerful God. Peter believed that if Jesus commanded him to walk on water, he'd be able to walk on water. But Peter was walking towards Jesus, and then he got afraid. He started to look at the big waves and at the strong wind, and he got afraid, and he stopped looking at and trusting Jesus, and he started to what? Sink. That's right. He was afraid again, and he cried out, "Lord, save me." And Peter knew that only Jesus could save him from drowning in the swirling dark waters. So, was Jesus angry with Peter? No. Jesus reached out immediately. As soon as Peter said, "Lord, save me," Jesus reached out his hand to Peter and pulled him up out of that swirling dark water. Jesus understood Peter's weakness. Let's say thank you to all of our people. Say thank you.